So looking ahead to some bitterly cold temperatures for next week and the possibility of wintry weather as well. Right now, though, wouldn't know winter weather is on the way. Temperatures today were actually very pleasant. We're still at 61 degrees, low humidity. We did have a very weak front move through, but notice it didn't really do anything to our temperatures. In fact, today's high got up to about and just above normal for this time of year, as was our low earlier this morning at 45 degrees. So today was a pretty normal January afternoon. Next week is going to be anything but normal. Already dropping, though, quickly into the 50s, low 60s, and with the dry air in place, those temperatures will be dropping very quickly overnight. Want to get to, though, what is on the way, and one thing that is really making the forecast a little more complicated. Here's first, though, what we're going to be watching in the upper levels. We've got the colder air that is on the way south, and that colder polar air is starting to make its way into northern Canada. I'll take you there in just a minute. What we're also looking at, though, is what is very typical of a La Nina. This is the subtropical jet stream. We sometimes call it the Pineapple Express because it originates south of Hawaii. This is kind of a persistent feature that keeps that kind of cloud cover coming back over us, and also at times those embedded low pressure centers that we see develop over Texas. It's this kind of pattern that keeps the precipitation chances over the Gulf Coast high in a La Nina winter. Now, if you couple that with frigid temperatures coming in, it's the ingredients needed for possibility of wintry weather. The big question, though, is within that flow, where does the low form? We'll take you to some of the models in just a moment. Right now, though, in the immediate future, all that little subtropical jet is doing is kind of keeping some passing high cloudiness around. Now, during the day tomorrow, it may start to feel a little bit more humid or more of a damp feel, as we will have an onshore flow. Winds are going to be coming back off of the Gulf, so the dew points are going to be increasing. Even the possibility of some stray showers later in the evening. Another chance early on Saturday before our front moves on through, but the models have really downplayed the rain chances for Saturday, so we'll go with about a 40% chance as of right now. Then, as we get later into Saturday night, Sunday is the beginning of the cold, windy conditions moving in, and temperatures almost be balmy on Sunday, highs in the 40s, after we get into temperatures in the 30s for highs on both Monday and Tuesday. Then notice it does look like we'll see kind of an upswing in temperatures before probably another drop as we get later into next week. So here's what we know. Bitter cold weather is on the way. Several mornings of sub-freezing temperatures both north and south. What is also a possibility, and reason why we say the exact temperatures are not known, is some of the models, especially for Wednesday, are starting to come in a little bit colder, and we could see teens north of the lake and possibility of a hard freeze on the north or on the south shore as well Wednesday. We'll take you to that in just a moment as well. First, though, as I mentioned, the coldest of those temperatures are starting to make their way into northern Canada. So we're starting to get a better sampling of the air mass that is moving south. So with a better sampling, the computer models will do a better job. And that forecasted polar jet, or polar vortex that will be bringing down that polar air is likely to make its way well into the Central Plains, Midwest, and much of the Great Lakes. That is what is bringing us the bitterly cold air. We're starting out the morning Monday in the 20s and 30s, but feeling like the teens. That is definitely pipe weather, and probably several mornings of the pipe weather. Here's the possibility of that wintry weather. The Euro had always been very aggressive and still continues to do so, with the possibility of snow moving in much of the day on Tuesday. Notice the dividing line from any freezing precipitation would be a little bit more to our south, but maybe we get some of that later into the evening. The GFS, and this is the latest run, is now going a little bit more aggressive with the possibility of snow. So as of right now, the models are in a little bit more agreement with the higher likelihood of snow, but that could change and likely will change. As we head into tomorrow, high temperature around 65, 70 early Sunday, 70 early Saturday before the temperatures start coming down. Maybe getting a better idea of that wintry weather on Tuesday.